Hey everybody, welcome to Psychology Research Methods, Spring 2021. I'm Dr. Kirby and I will be your professor for this semester. I'm really excited about going on this research methods journey together with you because in this class you get to be a scientist and I'm going to mentor you through the process of conducting psychology research. So not only are we going to learn about psychology research from a theoretical perspective, from your textbook readings, from lectures, but you are going to have a hands-on experience of conducting your own research. But before we get into those details, I thought I'd introduce myself. Like I said, I'm Dr. Lauren Kirby. I'm originally from Alabama and I got my PhD at Auburn University. I really enjoy teaching this research methods class. I really enjoyed my own research methods class when I was an undergraduate student, and I have enjoyed the process of conducting research ever since. The semester before, I actually took my research methods class as an undergraduate at the University of North Alabama. I became a researcher by accident. So, a student who was a senior conducting her own research project came into my abnormal psychology class that I was taking at the time and asked for volunteers to help her with her research. And I assumed this meant that they would get to study me. I thought it would be cool to be a guinea pig in a study, right? So my hand shot up. I was really excited to volunteer, and I wondered why nobody else was. And they took down my email address, emailed me about it later. Strangely, the place that they said to meet to talk about this study was a Mexican restaurant. So I was really confused. I'm like, are they doing research here? Is this some kind of pre-research meeting? What is this about? So I go there and there's the professor who was teaching my class, Dr. Bates, and there was the student and a couple of other students who wanted to work on this research as well. And then the professor started talking about what I would need to do in the study. And that would be like giving people an informed consent form to sign, explaining to them what the study was about, um, putting electrodes on people to measure their heart rate and skin conductance and other kind of measures of stress in the body while they did particular tasks. And I was very confused. I realized very quickly that he meant I was supposed to be a research assistant. I was going to be a researcher, not the guinea pig, not the research subject. So I just didn't say anything. I was just confused and didn't want to ask any questions that didn't make me look smart. So I just went along with it. I showed up for the first research meeting. I did all the things that they asked me to do. I wrote down anything abnormal that happened in the little lab notebook, collected the data for this project that they had wanted me to work on. And I became a researcher at that time in my sophomore year in college. I sort of fell into it by accident. So that's been about 10 years, and I haven't stopped researching ever since. Now it's a part of my career. So as a professor here at UT Tyler, around half of my job is teaching y'all, which I really, really enjoy. I gained a love for that in graduate school when I started teaching my own courses. And then close to another half of my job is supposed to be research, conducting my own psychology studies and publishing them in academic journals. Now, you won't be publishing yours in an academic journal for this class. We're going to do kind of smaller practice research projects. So before spring break, y'all will be working on a group project. I am assigning you into groups randomly with Canvas, and you can use Canvas to find out who is in your group and to communicate with them. We have a whole assignment that's just making sure you're communicating with your group members appropriately. So we will hit the ground running with that process of just meeting your group members in the first week, since we can't have you turn around and talk to each other in class, right? We have to try a little bit harder to reach out and do this online. So before spring break, you're going to be working on this group project. It will be an observational research study, and I will show you completed examples of what these look like. But you will actually dream up a research idea with your team members, and it will be a research question or topic that you can investigate using observational methods, which is sort of like people watching. So you could be in your car counting different aspects of what people are doing when they're coming in and out of grocery stores. You could be in a park. You could be observing behaviors online, as long as they're public. If it's not your Facebook friends, right? If it's stuff people put on YouTube videos or public Instagram accounts, you can absolutely study those as well. But we're going to get into more detail about how to develop this project later. I just wanted to give you a big picture of the fact you will be conducting a research project with your group members that I will walk you through step by step and give you extensive feedback on. So you will collect data, you will learn how to analyze it and do some statistics on it. Now, we're not going to get very deep into statistics like in your statistics class that you've taken recently. I will guide you through just one specific kind of statistical test that you'll need to do for this project. I'll give you examples, tutorial videos, everything that you need to get it done. And then you will create a presentation together that you can present over Zoom. You can have a Zoom meeting with each other, share your screen, present your slides, and explain how you developed your project, exactly which methods you used to observe your participants, and which statistics you did, and which results you found, and what they mean. So you will do from start to finish a complete research project before spring break. And this is completely feasible. Students do this all the time, every semester in this class, and even last semester and the semester before, they have been doing this online. Group work is slightly more challenging online, but it is part of the world that we live in. I have to do group work online as part of my job constantly. I've been working from home since March 2020, and have learned how to coordinate with people remotely, and you will likely have to do that as well in your future, now that workplaces may look a little different in the future than before the pandemic. So I'll show you successful examples of that so you can have an idea of what that long-term goal is. So even though you may think right now, I have no idea how to do a research project, or I don't know what I want to research, or something like that, we will do tiny pieces of this project little by little, and by the end of it, everybody will have been able to do this completed project. Now, that is one of two projects you do in this class. After spring break, we start working more heavily on your second project, which will be individual, not in your group, not related to your group's research question at all. It will be survey research. So instead of people watching out in public or looking at public social media posts, you will be creating questionnaire questions that you would give to participants. Now, you will not actually conduct this individual survey research project. You will propose it. You're designing a study, but we don't really have time, and especially in this online environment, to fully conduct both of those research studies, in my opinion. In previous semesters of this class, back when it was face-to-face, that is what people used to do. So I understand that during the pandemic and having to learn online when that's not your preferred method, a lot of people want a little bit of a break, right? I mean, even we do as the teachers. But I want to let you know that even though this class is a lot of work with the two projects, it's already scaled down from its face-to-face version. So with this survey research project, you're not actually going to give your survey to anybody, have to analyze any results like you did for that observational project. For the survey project, you're going to spend more time learning how to read research articles and write about them, and write about the history of your topic and why you would want to create a survey about your individual research topic. And just like the observational group project, I will be walking you through, giving you feedback little by little on this project as well. We're going to do the beginning stages of both of your research projects during week 2 of this class. But for that second survey research project, the individual one, we're kind of going to just get it started, come up with the idea, and then set it aside while you work on the observational group project. Then when we come back from spring break, we don't have to start from scratch. You already have some ideas and some material to use for your survey research project, and then we will pick it up and work on that project specifically. In addition to being heavily research-based, this class also has some traditional assessments. There are quizzes and there are tests. The quizzes are participation assignments that in total are worth only about 5% of your grade. It's just to check in with you, make sure that after you watch the video lectures that you're understanding what's going on, or if not, you have time to ask me some questions before a bigger assignment is due at the end of the week. So typically those quizzes are going to be due on a Wednesday to make sure that you're keeping up with the course throughout the week instead of waiting to do everything Sunday night before all the assignments close at midnight. And then there will be a bigger assignment at the end of the week, or a couple of bigger assignments at the end of the week that may be pieces of your research projects.